My name is Brandon. Fuck!
You know what? I started the recording and I'm leaving this in because we're raw and uncut here, all right?
Oh my god.
Welcome to Omnivorous Arts Podcast, where we keep it raw and uncut just the way you like it, all right?
Oh god, it's the first episode and it's so raw already.
I know. I want it to be as raw and uncut as possible, okay?
It's so undercooked.
I am everybody's favorite tired fox, SleepingFaux, and with me is the regal TrashPandaPrince. And we just draw shit and we talk about it. And this episode is going to be about Genshin Impact, because we've both been losing our life to this fucking ridiculously good video game.
But not our wallets, so...
Well, not your wallet. I definitely have not spent like $100 on summons.
Well, yours.
Well, it's a fucking good game. What are you chewing on over there? A zip tie?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right, fine. All right. So we're gonna just draw some stuff from Genshin Impact and just chat about Genshin Impact or other things, because this is raw and uncut here. It's our thing. Raw, uncut. You gotta share your screen, buddy. We can't see shit.
Oh my. We starting with me?
We're keeping it raw. Like Gordon Ramsay once said.
What did he say?
It's fucking raw. It's fucking raw. So are you gonna draw your cook babe or her bear?
No, I think I'm gonna draw someone that needs more love in the series itself. And as of right now, where I'm in the game, they don't get a lot of love.
Are you talking about Amber? Because everybody fucking hates her?
Well, no. I'm talking about the moblins, as people would say, because obviously this game copied Legend of Zelda.
Naturally.
Allegedly.
It's fine. I forget what they're actually called.
The moblins of the game.
Hilichurls?
Hill trolls.
Sure.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
Maybe.
Like a play on word for hill trolls?
Hilichurl? Maybe. Maybe it's like English kind of, but like, I like where you're starting with this. Is this the mask, or are you doing? Or this is like horns?
Yes. I'm just more confused on the fact that when I first started Genshin Impact, I was with a majority of the people who were like, "This is nothing more than a Zelda clone, and not just a Zelda clone, but a ripoff of what is it? I forgot what the game was called.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, where they're like, it's open world. Look, it's even the same map. Like, you're ripping it off." And I'm like, yeah, fuck Genshin Impact. Taking the moblins, replacing them with little masks. But, as we all know, that's not too much true, because it's fun. And it's not stressful like when Breath of the Wild, when you have a nice weapon and it just magically breaks just because you fucking decided to chop down an entire forest.
So, like, to me, they could... Okay, so my opinion on the Breath of the Wild weapon breaking is that they could have left it in, but made every weapon last, like, 5 times longer. Right? Like, if you could, like, get, like, an hour of gameplay out of a weapon, that would be fine, in my opinion. That is a huge mane that you're rocking there, buddy.
Well, yeah, they are fucking regal, as myself am.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I thought you'd like the Hilichurls, because they look a lot like that boar that you like to draw. Your doofy, bulgy-eyed boar. They're kind of boar-esque, yeah.
They are. But I don't like everyone knows moblins, like, they're just like the generic bad guy of Legend of Zelda and all that shit. But I guess, like, there is a quest in Genshin Impact for the Hilichurls, where you have to, like, it's like a side quest where you have to go to a certain Hilichurl and he talks and he gives you shit.
Oh, you're talking about the one where you have to escort the, like, little girl and she talks to the Hilichurl? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, but
we could be friends with them.
I don't know. And I don't know anything about them. Like, what are they?
Well, so like when you're doing the story stuff, and you might have been you should be at that point by now, I think. Because you've done have you done the dragon fight yet?
With the Wind Dragon?
But the one where you actually fight him, though.
No, I haven't, and that's a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know there was dragons in this game.
Where's
the spoiler warning?
Yeah, okay. Spoiler warning. There's dragons in the game. The one that you see in the first like 2 minutes of the fucking game play. But you know those guys with with the elemental shields that you have to like break them before you can damage them. The like floating guys.
Yes.
So I guess those guys are what are they? What was their fucking race called? Shit, Abyss mages or something like that. Abyss mages.
Yes.
Apparently they're like convincing the hilichurls to like attack the humans or something. So like remember in the beginning of the game when you meet Amber and she's like, I'm researching why the hilichurls are so close to the town. They shouldn't be this close. Apparently the Abyss mages are, I guess, the ones that are convincing them to get this close, and like start attacking people close range or whatever.
All up in their business about it.
Yeah. So there could be like some kind of arc going forward where like we stop the Abyss mages and the hilichurls, like some of them become friends. Maybe there might be might have like a
BFFs.
Well, there could be like a City of Monsters situation where there's like they introduce a town later in the game where it's like a monster town where like you can go in and the monsters are friendly there, but you see like hilichurls and stuff and slimes. Like maybe there's like a slime shopkeeper or something.
Oh my god, I want to see a slime with a mustache. It's like a big old poofy mustache, and he's like, I'm the slime elder.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll draw a slime with a mustache after your hilichurl.
Oh, I hope you do. But, I don't know. Like, what do you feel about it? Like, how do you like it, Genshin Impact, right now? Of playing it and stuff. Like, how do you like it?
So, honestly, and this might be a hot take, and there might be some Zelda fans out there who are like, oh, fuck you, but I think it's better than Breath of the Wild. Like, Breath of the Wild has two things, in my opinion, that beat Genshin, and that is the dungeons. So, of course, Breath of the Wild has the advantage of it being the Zelda universe, right? So, like, just the fact that it's a part of the Zelda universe makes it, like, appealing, because it's a Zelda game. So if you're a Zelda fan, you like it because it's a Zelda game. But if you're looking at it from a more objective viewpoint, Genshin Impact and Breath of the Wild both have huge explorable open worlds. Granted, Breath of the Wild right now is currently larger, but Genshin Impact has room to grow, and it's like a free-to-play game with the type of business model where you can definitely see them like expanding the map perpetually until infinity. Like, they don't have a reason to stop. This game was colossally popular right out the gate, and it's good, and everybody likes it. So there's no reason that they should stop making more content in this game, right? So theoretically, this map could expand to infinity, or maybe like, because you know how the story goes that you're like a world traveler. Maybe when you progress far enough in the story, you gain your power to travel between worlds back, and you travel to different worlds and explore those. And that's a good way for Genshin Impact to like have these like different worlds. Like, what if they have like a world that's like more futuristic and that has like vehicles or something, Who knows? So they could do something like that. So while both Breath of the Wild and Genshin Impact have huge explorable maps, currently Breath of the Wild is larger, but Genshin's has more potential for being better. I think the beauty of the world is about the same on both. Because Breath of the Wild is a little bit more on the anime side too than normal. But the combat of Genshin is way better. Vastly superior, in my opinion. Oh,
Really?
nice. He's got a little tattoo.
Yeah,
A
he's
mom
repping.
tattoo. I like it. I'm noticing a distinct lack of nipples, and I'm a little upset.
Oh
I don't think I've met a hilly churl that doesn't have nipples. So.
Not just nipples. Also got a
Ooh, nice.
clean nipple ring. If I can draw it. Boom, nipple ring.
Actually,
this is
that's
a
pretty
feisty
good.
one.
Yeah.
It's pretty feisty. But I don't know. Like, Nintendo is one of those people where they see something that's encroaching on their likeness, and they're very known to jump at it and attack it.
Sure, but also China.
The fact that this hasn't
okay.
happened feels like people were wrong when it was like a Zelda clone.
Well,
if anyone's gonna say something, it's gonna be Nintendo.
Right, and so the thing about that is when it was getting flack for being a Zelda clone, this was back in like early alpha screenshots and like video clips of gameplay. So like if you watch some of these old videos, you see this land which looks very much like the Breath of the Wild land, and one character running around the land attacking monsters. They didn't showcase the changing the characters mechanic. They didn't showcase the elemental combinations mechanic. They didn't showcase the like heavy storyline. All you saw was the world and one character attacking monsters with a sword, because all it was showing was the main character running around attacking things with a sword, which looks a lot like Link with his sword attacking stuff. So people were initially coming at them like, oh, this is just a Zelda knockoff. And then as the game started to develop more and more, later screenshots and pictures started to show something different. And that's when you started to see those articles, those like video game articles that said things like Genshin Impact, not just a Breath of the Wild clone, ? You know? And I knew the game had come out, but I hadn't checked it out yet because I was hesitant, because I knew it was a free-to-play game and I knew it had gacha mechanics, and so I was like, oh, is it just going to be another one of those cash grab games where like you have to spend money to make progress or whatever? And at the time I was really sinking into PSO2. So, like, I wasn't interested in trying Genshin. I was like, I got PSO2 right now. I'm having a lot of fun with that. But then I saw a particular YouTuber / streamer that I really like, Lobos Jr., who does like Dark Souls gameplay mostly, and like Souls-like games and stuff. I saw him put up a video. Well, I was seeing a bunch of different people put up videos that were saying like Genshin Impact is actually a amazing game, and I was like, huh, interesting, okay. And then when I saw Lobos put up a YouTube video that says like Genshin Impact has stolen my soul, I was like, hold on, Lobos even? Because Lobos is very critical when it comes to games, and like he can enjoy a game, but he'll critique it to like a heavy degree first. And when I learned that even he was like enamored with the game, I was like, fuck, I gotta download this and try it like right now. Because I didn't want to watch his playthrough. I didn't want to get like spoilers or anything, but yeah, I'm fucking in love with the game. It's super fun, and I can't wait to see where it goes, because like one of the edges in my opinion that it has over Breath of the Wild is that it's a free-to-play game that is going to continue to have perpetual free DLC updates. So it's similar to like Warframe in that regard, where it's a free game and they're just going to keep coming out with free content. And so players who want to stay completely free-to-play can just play it and enjoy it for free, and the game will rely on whales to really make their money. So
is it really fair to say though, like, just be like, you know what, like, it's gonna be free for everyone. Everyone can enjoy it, like, because you don't need to. You don't, like, honestly, you don't need to spend money on it.
Well, no, and people have done tests where they've beaten the hardest. So back in the beta, people beat the hardest content in the game with just the free characters that they give you. So it's not going to be like, it might be tougher if you don't. But see, the thing is too, is that if you're only free to play, it's not like you don't get summons. You're free to play. All you did all you spent was the $5 on the daily gain rewards. And you've gotten,
honestly,
like,
you don't
you've
even
gotten,
need that.
Yeah. But you've gotten like a ton of summons.
4 or 5 summons. Yeah, and you can just farm like the jewels by doing like existing. Like, oh look, I found a chest. Here's 5 jewels. I killed a guy. Here's a jewel. You found a teleporting. Here's 5 more jewels. And I'm like, all right, I feel you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to really spend money. But is it fair just to be like, let's have this game be supported by people who are just like,
well, that's the thing,
by
is
one set of people like spending all of their money.
Well, think about how crazy that is, that whales are such a crutch of they're such a crucial part of the free gaming community that a game developer can plan for and base their game around having whales spend tons of money. Because think about how you improve.
That's actually really true.
Think about how you improve your characters. You get duplicates of them. And so while the 5 stars like Jean and Venti are some of the best characters in the game, even at their base level, there are going to be people out there who have that extra money, who have, insanely good jobs, and they have like hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in their bank account. Not every gamer is poor, just us, just you and I.
It's true.
So there are rich gamers out there who are like, oh, I want this 5-star character. It's my favorite character, and I want them maxed out. I want to get all the copies of them to max out their constellation. And so while I spent like $100 on summons and got Venti, someone is going to spend, $5,000 to get 6 Ventis to max him out. You know what I mean? And that's 5. And that's not just one person. That's like, there's thousands, tens of thousands of people that are willing to spend that kind of money on the game perpetually and constantly. Like, every time a new banner comes out, you can guarantee that those kind of whales are going to spend another couple $1,000s to get the best characters in the best form possible. And so in that case, free-to-play players can just continue enjoying a free game, which, like, people might think that comes off in a bad way, like, oh, you have players that just play your game for free and don't put any money into your game. But those free players are the ones that tell their friends, hey, like, remember when I yelled at you? I was like, you need to fucking download this game.
You did. I didn't. I've heard of this game. So I remember the thing where they're like, China's stealing people's ideas and with their loose copyright laws. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then you told me, it's like, yo, download this game right now. And I'm like, oh, I remember that game, but I'll try it. I wouldn't have tried it if you didn't tell me, honestly. Even if it was free, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, for sure. And so that's what that free-to-play method does, is it gets people to tell their friends to play it because there's no risk. It's just hey, this is free, download it. There's no reason for you not to download it and try it. And that's the case with everybody. And when I was watching Lobos play it, he plays it on stream, and the YouTube videos that I watch are just like a VOD of him playing it. His chat, like, the entire time that he plays, every single stream that he plays it, his entire chat, constantly people come in and ask, is this game worth it? Is this game worth downloading? And Lobos' response every time, and I agree with it wholeheartedly, is, yeah, it's free. Of course. Of course it's worth downloading, because it costs you nothing. So, I mean, this game, as long as they don't get overly money hungry, because obviously you're a free game, so you should be a little bit money hungry for sure, right? And nobody is going to blame you for that, and if they do, they're kind of dumb. But there are some free-to-play games that end up getting too money hungry, and it causes them to like lose like a big chunk of players, because games will go fuck the free players. The whales support us wholeheartedly, so let's just lean into that super hard. But then it's like you lose all of the free players because you no longer make the game. Oh, has this guy killed someone?
Oh yeah, he's killed a couple.
Oof, that's rough. He's seen some time, dude. He spent a dime in Hurley Churl prison.
Get it right. What you were saying?
Some free to play games, and you see this a lot mostly with like phone apps where they just like the game begins being fairly free to play friendly, and then the power creep of the game destroys.
What's a good example of that?
The free to play model.
Oh, the Nintendo one for Fire Emblem.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Fire Emblem was a fun game. I loved that game.
I started off playing it right when it came out, and I really enjoyed it. But almost like it was only like a month or two in, like the some of the hardest. I had some of the best characters because I spent a little bit of money on the game when I first started playing it, and I had a couple of the like really good characters at the very beginning. I can't remember them now because it's been a really long time. But I remember having some of the best characters in the base game, and then as they came out with updates and new banners and new characters, we ran into the issue of power creep almost immediately. Like you needed those characters to beat the content that they like had available to you, and it was like they would come out with a character that was like a new axe character. And they had like a special skill, and that skill was so good against like the event that they had going on that like if you weren't using that character and that skill, beating that boss was like almost impossible. And so you had this situation where it's like they were like, "Hey, spend money or you're fucked," And a lot of app games eventually succumb to that like over time. Even like I played One Piece Treasure Cruise a lot. I played a lot of that game, and I played it for years, 4 or 5 years. I played that game.
Yeah, you did, huh?
And it lasted a good while with a respectable power creep. It did slowly power creep, of course, but it also, even free to play players had good chances of getting new units that were helpful and stuff like that. But then they introduced like this new way to max out your 6-star characters by like awakening them, and then you could spend duplicates of that character to unlock like a skill tree for them of some kind where they could earn better stuff. And it was just like suddenly if you didn't have a 6-star super maxed character with like a maxed out skill tree and stuff, nobody wanted to be your friend in the game. Nobody ever used your characters on their team. You were just trash. So regardless of whether you could beat content or not, nobody there were the people who had everything who would look down on you for not having everything. And it just became like and this is my experience with it. I'm sure there are probably One Piece Treasure Cruise players out there who are like, it's not actually like that, but this is just my experience and the things I noticed. But and I'm sure it's still like people can still successfully play the game. I'm not trying to slander it or anything, but I'm just talking about how power creep works. But this game doesn't feel like it has that kind of power creep
yet.
Right. So only time will tell to see if this game power creeps like the others. But for now, I will at least get several more months out of this game for sure.
I think it's not going to power creep as much due to the fact that when we did it, it didn't nearly have as much. Like, you don't have to like spend money to actually get these units. Like, honestly, we were chilling, we were vibing, and I can unlock all of this shit by itself.
Well, yeah, and if you
without any help.
And if you look at the which I don't necessarily agree wholeheartedly with the tier list, because my favorite character is Beto, and she's like a B tier character, but I think she's really good. But like Fischl is just a 4-star and not that difficult of a 4-star to get, and she was she was a S tier, and then like the Xiangling is an A tier DPS who's like really strong, and so it's not like you need the 5 stars to have good characters, which I think is nice. Like, because some of the 5 stars are actually not S tier. There's I think Mona is only an A tier, and then there's one other 5 star that I think is only an A tier, and then the rest are S tier, of course, because the 5 stars have to be really good. But and hopefully this game does what other games that have gacha effects and stuff do, which is they make 5 stars easier to get if they're older 5 stars. Because I remember in One Piece, when they first introduced 6 stars. Because did you play One Piece Treasure Cruise like way back before there were even 6 stars? Before they introduced Whitebeard as a character? And like the furthest you could make it was like Laboon or something?
I started a little bit after that.
So when the game first came out, there were no 6 stars. The 6 stars were legends that they introduced eventually, probably like a few months into the game, maybe 6 months. And when they first introduced Whitebeard, he was without a doubt the best character in the game, but he was a 6 star. That was his thing. He was a legend, and it made sense for the like lore of the game, because Whitebeard was one of the strongest characters period in the One Piece story, and he was insanely hard to get. Flash forward to now, where if you start a new game in One Piece, they let you do a 10 summon. They let you repeat a 10 summon and keep whichever 10 summon you like. So you can do a 10 summon in One Piece, and then if you don't like that 10, you can just go reroll. Because people used to reroll accounts where they would delete the app, re-download it, make it through the tutorial, get to the 10 summon.
They just made it easier for you to do that anyway.
Yeah, they just made it a feature in the game where you can do a reroll. And I remember trying, and I quit after a while because it just like the One Piece Treasure Cruise pool is so massive that it's really hard to start, unless you're like grandfathered in. Yeah. But I remember just enjoying doing those rerolls, and I would get it was not common, but it wasn't rare either for me to get 3 legends in one 10 summon, because of how many legends there were and how desirable they were. They eventually made it so that the legends were easier to get even for free to play players. And so I wonder if this game will eventually get to the point where, flash forward 9 months or a year down the road, and there's like a special event summon where it's like, the classics of Genshin Impact, where you can get Jean or Diluc or Venti or any of these old 5 stars like pretty easily. Yeah. So maybe down the road, for people who really got shafted by the game, they could easily get some 5 stars to make them feel good,
My only concern is, so One Piece, people play that. That was a fun game. I stopped playing it due to the fact that I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to keep up with it. Like, you had to eventually, start paying for it.
Right.
So I got into the Naruto one. And that one was a lot better. You didn't need to pay for it. You didn't have to pay for it, because you could farm. Like, if you got one good character and you boosted up his luck to 100, you can farm characters super easy.
Yeah.
But I quit it because it got too easy. Like, it was so easy to get any character you wanted.
Yeah, I remember quitting.
And I felt like those were two different, two extremes, where like, hey, One Piece, pay to get my character. Naruto, here, you take our free characters. And I'm like, there needs to be a middle ground. And right. I'm hoping Genshin Impact's going to have that.
Yeah, for sure. That would make it a lot better, I think, too. I remember quitting. The reason I quit Naruto is because the grind was so boring. Like if you wanted, because you're right, it was too easy to get any character you wanted and have them be really strong. But the downside to that is that you had to run the same quest to get that character like 100 fucking times to get that many characters, and it was just like boring. I didn't want to just sit there and run the same mission over and over. And so far with Genshin Impact, it's like they have these different dungeons with different quests, and they have these daily commissions that are fun to do that get you Prisma Gems, and so far there's a good variety in the game, and I hope that this game doesn't get bottlenecked into a situation where they're like, hey, here's this one dungeon, and it's the one dungeon to run. And it's like, well, I don't want to run the same fucking dungeon 900 times a day. Like, that's not fun. So
I don't think we're going to get to that point.
I don't think so either. This game,
I hope not.
This game is really promising out of the gate, so I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. But honestly, it's just started as well. So who's to say?
Who's to say? Top men. Also, since this is our first episode, I'll just say this like kind of in general out to anybody who watches this. If you notice anything, you notice any issues with like our formatting, our sound, our the way we do things, our content, our voices, our vocals, anything like that, comment and let us know, because like, you know, we want to make this like good quality, but I don't know, and I'm obviously going to watch it back and get my own opinions on it too, but I want to, you know, make this good quality, so we got to figure out how to make that happen.
Exactly. Feedback.
That's how I am right now with the fucking story I'm writing too. I'm like, feedback, give me anything.
Details. I want to hear details.
Like, even something as simple as, oh, this character is cool. That's great feedback for me. That's something, you know, now I know that there's a fan out there who likes this specific character, and I can, like, you know, make sure
murder them off like J.R.R. Martin.
What? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any plans to. I mean, I have in my story. I have like a really dramatic death planned. But that's it though. I don't plan on doing the Tolkien like everybody dies thing, because that's just sad. You're so good at fucking hatching. I'm so bad at it. I feel like you just kind of instinctively know like what good hatching is. I don't.
That's my crutch compared to coloring, because I can't color, and I like coloring and shading is a big thing that like it's hard for me. So, and I'm like, well, what can I do to compensate for that? I'm like, well, I can do black and white pictures where I can just.
Well, we should have a stream. We should have one of our podcasts sometime be I teach you about coloring and shading.
I would love that,
because I'm pretty decent at it. At the very least, I can make you adequate. Because it's not as complicated as you think. You just pick a color you like, and then if you're gonna shade, tone it, like make it a little bit darker and more saturated, and if you're gonna lighten, make it lighter and less saturated. You know, and then just, you know, it's just something. It's something you can learn, and I'll teach you.
My question right now is: do you think Hilitrolls? What is it? Hilitrolls are hatched, or do they have parents? Give some depth to this nipple.
I don't know. They probably boink. I'm sure some Rule 34 artist is already working on it.
Get on it.
They're probably birthed. That's a gross word.
All right. Well, I was going for a Post Malone kind of vibe after I put the teardrop, but I'm like, his face doesn't really have an eye to be doing like the stay tired or stay away, always tired. And I didn't want to put the Playboy Bunny because I don't want to have Hugh Hefner sponsoring us.
Well, he's dead, so he can't actually sponsor us. All right, you're zoom out a little bit so people can see your completed hilly churl. There you go, with his nipple ring. That's good.
His nipple ring and his love for his mother, if he has one.
Of course. Well, and maybe his teardrop tattoo is not murder, but it's like I'm sad for my mom because she died. Because
he's woke. That's why he has a third eye.
Some douchebag blonde adventurer with a sword came by and murdered her.
From another world, of course.
Of course, it's got to be. Let me get this screen mirroring set up here, and I shall take over. Okay, and then on the Discord, I go. What do? I go. Oh, share your screen. There we go.
Yeah.
Then this one. And then click on mine. Can you see it? We got good viz.
Yes.
Visuals. Let's get my mic closer to me as I draw so y'all can hear me. Do I still sound good?
Yeah.
All right, what am I doing?
I think a big thing I also like about Genshin is like they show characters in it that you don't unlock. Like you don't just like automatically get them. Like you have to either roll for them or buy them. But I also like the idea of like, hey, I just unlocked this character. How do they fit into the story? They have a part of the story. Like they have missions and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
you
like
can do the Jingling where she's a chef from another country, and you have an entire thing where she has to prove that she's a good chef. And I'm like, oh wow, she even has a voice actor and all that cool stuff.
Yeah, it's cool for sure. I think that what's cool too is that and I don't think you've made it far enough into the story. It's like for you, most of the characters that you've seen, you either unlock or can summon right now because it's a part of the part of the Mondstadt saga, that grassy area that we're in with like the wind amino stuff. But the when you get over to the Earth town, I don't remember what it's called, Liyue or something like that, Liyue or some shit. You meet some characters where you're like, oh shit, like those are probably going to be summons in the future, which is kind of exciting because like you see them.
That is actually kind of cool.
You see them and you can go like, wow, that character is cool. I wonder if I'm gonna get to unlock them eventually.
Did they release this game for all the systems at the same time? Or was PC out first?
From what I'm aware of, it was all released at the same time. I can't be 100% certain in that, but I'm pretty sure. What was it? People have ears.
I know what's coming out for the Switch too.
Well, I think that the reason that it might be taking a while for the Switch is because the Switch requires stuff to be like downscaled.
Yeah.
So like they're having to like super optimize the game for the Switch, which honestly it speaks kind of badly to the Switch that this game can release for a phone easier than it can release for the Switch. I'm having a lot of trouble with like the way this fucking hair wants to move. What am I looking at here? What does she got going on back there? Got some things, some posts.
She's got some loops, some hair loops. She's got some guitar hair loop going on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm drawing Beto, by the way, in case that wasn't abundantly clear.
I need to look up who Beto is.
You've seen me use her when I join your game. She's that.
She's the pirate girl.
Yeah, she's that hot pirate chick.
She's hot.
Hell yeah. And I honestly like. I think that. Can I do something like this? Maybe we'll roll with it. We'll see how that goes. I mean, when I first got her, I looked up where she was on the list, and I think I want to say she's like B tier.
We look it up. I want to say there's multiple tiers.
I'm pretty sure she's well, she's not C tier because the only one who's C tier is Amber. Or no, wait, Amber's D tier. Amber's the only D tier. Beto might be C tier, but either way, I know that she's not A or S tier, and I think that's like, I think people were too quick to judge her. She's C tier.
I think so, yeah.
I think people were too quick to judge her because she, like, I don't know. I really like how like she has this. So her R2 is a is like a parry. You put up your sword in like a guard stance, and you do this like you absorb damage. So like if enemies are about to attack you, you hold up this guard, and then she takes the hits, and the more damage you take while she's holding her guard up, the more damage you deal out in this big AoE slash. And so like I've used her to run into a group of enemies before, and as they all start to attack me, I hold up my shield, they all hit me, and then I unleash this big whipping slash that just like does like 1,500 damage to all the enemies. It fucks them up. It kills like all the small guys and does big AoE damage to like the main guy. So
Venti is the best character in the entire game.
Venti's the best for sure because of his value for exploration is like nuts. Because he can do that thing where he creates the upward gust of wind.
Mm-hmm.
So you can climb to places that you can easily climb to places that you normally wouldn't be able to. She have like earrings.
What does Razor do?
I don't know. He's a great
earrings.
He's a great sorter.
Yeah, she has earrings. She's got dangle earrings.
Yeah.
She got that dingle dangle.
She's got that dangle pow. Oh, she's got puffy shoulders. That's cool. Okay, what do we got? Where am I so far? Whoa, that's an odd tilt.
Oh, if you actually click on them, they tell you what you should run for them.
Oh, like what equipment? Yeah. I like to guess that kind of stuff. It's more fun to me.
Jesus. These are like 4-star weapons that I've never seen. And artifact sets I have never heard of.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of artifacts that that I don't even have, because when you click over to sets, like it shows you all the sets, but then also shows you all the sets you don't have too. So like I see a whole bunch of
I might actually start doing, like, because I know I'm like, I want more characters. I actually might start just doing the weapon stuff to actually get weapon draws for it. I think I need to start doing that because I'm like looking at my character. I'm looking and I'm like, you need these 5-star weapons and these 5-star artifacts. I'm like, I've never even heard of either of these. And I like the characters I have right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're feeling it. I honestly, like, in my opinion, I think that the weapons one should be cheaper. Like, it shouldn't be as expensive as it is, because you can't get characters, which is like, getting a new character adds a completely new play style to the game, because every character has their own unique skills and stuff. So so I think that if you just wanted the weapons,
I feel like because when you do the character pull, you get a weapon. You always get a weapon. Like if you do a 10 pull, you're guaranteed one character, but everything else is a weapon.
I've done some 10 pulls. I've done some 10 pulls where you only get weapons. So
really,
yeah.
I feel like for the weapon, it should be you get characters, but when you do a 10 pull, it's guaranteed like a 5-star weapon.
It's too wispy.
Like wispy?
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna.
Can one be too wispy?
Well, it's like they like. I think I want it to be like a little bit more cloudy.
You need some more clout, daddy.
Something more like this, rather than like how it wisps out. Because I can't really get like I'm looking at all these Google pictures of her, and I don't really see it poke out the way mine pokes out. It's more of like a cloudy. She's got these like puffy shoulders, but they're more cloudy. Then how does her? Oh, she's got some like some. She got a boob window.
I think so.
And some hot cleave right here. And you got this like. Does it like curve up like a diamond? This kind of thing. Then she has like a collar, right? Something like that, maybe. It's not dead accurate here, but I'm trying. Then she's got like bees, and then they have this like strap over, and that's too big. That doesn't look good. I'll just do one. She has multiple, but whatever. She has two, but well,
She got two. She was tired this morning. She wanted to put on a second one.
yeah. In my head canon, she only has one. You can't tell me otherwise.
People will try.
Okay. Then now what do we got? We got that itty bitty waist. How do bodies work?
A lot of organs and whatnot.
Yeah, how do body do? Okay, so like her arm would come out here. I kind of want to do a little of this action here. Bit of a little bit of that action. I feel like her head was like she had like too long of a neck, maybe. I don't know. I was getting a weird vibe from it. There we go. This kind of looks
Weird
like her,
bits.
right?
I feel it.
Oh, you should be able to see her danglies on the other side too, because they're long. So there we go. Let's see. And she also has this like the way her hair is held up, she has this like this thing going on. Not over here. And then there's like some I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Like whoops, that's the eraser. This thing, something like this here. It's one of those weird anime accessories where you're like, how does that work in real life? And it's like, who knows? Got one of these, and then it goes like in the hair. So like it's like one of those hairpins or something. And then coming out the top is like three things somehow. So it's like it's got like this. What do they look like? They look like fists, kind of. I don't know. It's got like this, and then another one, and like a third. Something like that. You see what I'm looking at? You're looking at her too, right?
Pulling it up.
And they like curve in this a little bit. They look a little bit
Like
butts.
a trident kind of thing.
Yeah, something. They have like a weird look to it. All right. Okay, how do body do? All right. How do I want to do her sword too? Gotta give her a big sword. Strapped to her back, maybe? Oh, it floats off her back, right? I'll just do that. I'll give her...
Nothing strapped. Always float.
So this is like that. And then she'll have like, there's a lot of like diamonds in this game. Like a lot of things are just like shaped like a diamond. So we'll.
It's good. I didn't expect the exploration to be so fun.
Yeah, right. Like that was something that caught me by surprise too. Was that it's just genuinely fun to just run around in the game. Like
I was expecting like how to do missions all the time.
Well, and I think one of the things that I like the most too is that you can just be running around and someone will just have a mission for you. Like you'll just be running along and there's just some NPC on the side of the road who's like, "Hey, these hilly churls have disrupted my camp. Do you think you can go kill them?" And you're like, "Sure, I guess so. Yeah." It's like
or will you do this mail run for me? And I'll be like, "Yeah, I guess I'm UPS now."
Yeah.
Sometimes... I think my biggest complaint about the game is how shitty multiplayer is.
I don't think so. I think that multiplayer is fun from a fun standpoint. It's fun to run around with you and kill stuff. It's really fun.
Okay.
But it does kind of suck that like even though I'm in your world and I'm putting forth effort too and I'm killing stuff too and stuff, I don't get chest drops and whatnot. And I feel like they did that because they didn't want like say you to join my game and we go and open this like precious chest somewhere that's like really that like has some good loot in it, and then we switch and you hop into my game and then we go get that same chest, you know what I mean, and then we get double the chests. But it's like even if we do, so what, right? Like why does it matter that much? It would encourage people to play together more if you could share drops in that regard. Let's see, I think I want some of this action here, some of this like hot curve. Not how bodies work.
I don't think so. It's just weird that you can't activate shit when you're multiplayer.
So I think they
might patch it.
Yeah, I hope they do. And I think they might have that for so that like somebody can't join your game and just like complete stuff for you, you know, like go far away from you and just like do shit for you.
Can you? How far away can you run a path like away?
You can go. I could go to the complete opposite side of the map and do whatever I want.
Okay, I'm okay with that then. Knowing that, I'm okay with them like not being able to open chests then, because most games like this are just like, yo, you need to be within screen distance of each other, otherwise you're going to be teleporting.
You're right. I agree that I shouldn't be able to open chests in your game, but I should be able to get chest loot in your game.
I feel like if I open it, you should be able to go at it. But you shouldn't be able to open my chest. I can open a chest and we get duplicates.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be cool.
And then she has like this weird like shoelace thing. How do you? It goes like.
Is it a shoelace if it's not on her shoe?
What do you mean? It's. What am I drawing right now?
Garter belt.
It's a boot.
Garter belt lace.
It's a boot.
Boot lace.
It's a little like 4-leaf clovery. But I think that's this, and then like that. So that's. And she's got like a little bit of like some kind of outfit here, giving her like some booty coverage. So she's not a harlot. Ladies, if you want to be harlots, you go for it. You do whatever you like. Baby, you can do whatever you like. Am I moving my screen around too much?
I don't think so.
That's something that I always worry about when other people are watching, because I feel like other artists get it, but like non-artists maybe don't get it. Like if you're not an artist,
Were you disoriented when I was moving mine around?
not really, but that's because I move mine around too. So it's like when you would go to move yours, I understood it. Like, while I didn't exactly understand what you were doing, I could get the gist of like why you were moving your canvas. Because some lines, like everybody has their opinions on like some lines are just easier to draw from certain angles for certain artists, Okay, so wait. Let's get this out of here. Okay. You know what? Mine won't have that line. I'm drawing her however I want, and mine won't have that line. I'll still give her these like figure 8 things, though.
I'll allow it.
And then she has some kind of like that breast more pronounced because she's a busty gal. All right.
I do like in this game that because it is made in China, there is more Chinese influence in the actual art and like culture of it.
Yeah, I like that too because it's really cool to have because it's very anime-esque, right? But it's cool to have it be of a Chinese influence rather than a Japanese influence because like if you're an anime fan, like once you've watched a certain amount of animes, like you can just spot the Japanese influences like easy peasy, you know what I mean? Like you can like characters that are named Nobunaga, you're like, okay, yeah, sure, it's like a main character in like a cyberpunk anime, but their name is Nobunaga, and you're like, okay, I understand that that's like a reference back to like the General Nobunaga or whatever. But then in this game, you have characters named Shangling and Beidou, and I'm sure that like because I don't understand a lot about Chinese culture as much as I do Japanese because of how much anime I watch. Like I'm sure that those names are probably famous people from like Chinese lore, famous warriors and shit, but I just don't know. So it's cool. It's like different,
Mm-hmm.
See, so what am I missing?
Different way, and it's nice.
What does she not have? Arms? Good call, Marcos. Good call.
I thought she was just a psychic. She uses her sword like that.
Yeah, she's got this is Beidou after she got like super wrecked by somebody and lost both of her arms. So she's an amputee. So for all you weird amputee fetishes out there, get fapping, all right?
Oh my.
Just kidding. Okay, so what if she was doing that like sexy thing where she's got like the
Elaborate. What is the sexy thing that they do?
like the right here.
She just puts her arm on her waist.
Yeah, like the kind of like she's got like the sexy like hip, like hand on the hip kind of dealio here.
Yeah, is that your fetish?
Yes,
Hands on hips.
I get extremely turned on when ladies put their hands on their hips. Does her arm look too short here, or does it look bent? I can't. I'm gonna move this here. I can't tell.
Bent.
Bent? Okay. Good.
I'll keep looking at her stub on the left, though. It's distracting. Thank you.
Okay, so she's got these like fingerless gloves on. So we'll
Where are her fingers? And I'm like, but Brandon, she ain't got no fingers. She's wearing mittens.
okay, whatever. Fingers suck. Okay, I was taking my time on them. All right, so she's got these fingerless gloves, and then they extend out, and then she's got they do like this kind of thing. And then she's got like a buckle. How does the buckle work? I see a buckle on one picture, but not the other. Well, mine's not gonna have buckles, because fuck that.
Buckles.
Yeah. I don't fuckle with buckles.
Buckle with buckles, shuckle.
Okay, and then it's got like it's gotta have like a little bit of a pattern on it or something. So I'll do like one of these, and then maybe it comes down, and then there's like something like that. What time are we at? Probably way over.
You tell me.
I'm looking. Oh, we're at an hour exactly. That's good. I don't have too much longer on this drawing. I was gonna ink it, but if we're already at an hour, like we'll call it good. Once I finish the sketch here, maybe I'll try some hatching or something.
There you go.
She should have a gourd because she drinks in the game.
In the manga, she probably drinks as well because there's a manga.
I wonder if this would get popular enough for an anime adaptation. Because as you know, I'm not a manga guy.
Maybe. I don't know what they'll do. Like, it would have to be a Chinese anime?
Well, no, because do you know the anime or manga or whatever God of High School?
No.
Okay, so me and Vince just started watching it, and it's actually a Korean manga, or it was a Korean webtoon that got bought by bought by Crunchy and turned into an anime. And so like if this game is as popular as, like, if it continues to like remain as popular as it is, let's see, how do fingers work? If this game continues to be popular and like the manga picks up popularity too, like I could totally see a universe where like Crunchy like buys the rights to it and makes an anime adaptation out of it, which would be cool because this game is beautiful and the character style and everything is like really cool. So like
it would be kind of cool. I'm waiting for the Fortnite anime to come out.
oh yeah. Let's see. This inward just a little bit, and then move this whole thing upward just a little bit, and make it a little bigger because it's a little too small, I think. Something like that. She's got fingerless gloves in this one too. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't yeah me like I made some kind of huge mistake, you fucker. What did I do with these? Okay, so something like this, and then elbow. Is that? Let's try something else. Do oh no, this thing. Give me control of this thing, you shit. Move it a little. There we go, that looks pretty good.
I like it. Make sure you put on a Jack Daniels on the bottle. D.
Good enough. show that there's some booze in there. Let's see. Let's finish out her hair. So let's see. I like this kind of thing. And maybe she's got like a little of her hair coming over here. Wispy. Then there's like the rest of her sword peeking out right here. And then you know your boy's got to sign it.
Love it.
That's my Beto. She came out pretty good, honestly. Oh, I didn't. She has like a. Oh, okay. Hold on. One more thing. She got like a.
You already signed it. It's impossible to fix it.
Well, I'm doing it right now. She's got like a mantle a little bit. There we go. That's it. Add like a little mantle. All right. That's my Beto. Oh. Let's see. Stop streaming. Go back to just us. All right. Well, that was fucking episode 1 of our Omnivorous Arts podcast, where we keep it raw and uncut, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it.
So raw, so uncut.
So this will probably come out a few weeks after we record it. I'm gonna try and get it up soon though, because it's Genshin Impact based, and while the hype is hot on this game, I kind of want to get this episode out, so I'll work on it. But
and it's uncut, so it shouldn't take that long to edit the cuts.
Yeah, because there's no cuts. I'm just gonna put the Omnivorous Arts intro in front, and that's it, I think, until I get better, or I can pay someone to do cool stuff for us. But
it's sponsored by us.
It is sponsored by us. I have both me and Marcos have Instagrams and such where we put our art and whatnot, and we'll put those in the description below if people want to check out our like art Instagrams and whatnot. So I'll have a whole bunch of links below of our shit, and stay tuned for episode 2, where it will be even more raw and more uncut. Omnivorous Arts Podcast episode 2. Too raw, too uncut.
Ooh.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.